I'm Cecilia Dowdy. I'm a Christian fiction romance author, and I wanted to talk to you today about this cookbook. I've been working my way through this cookbook. If you look through some of my earlier videos, you'll see where I have a goal of making every recipe in this cookbook. My project kind of fell by the wayside for a little while, so I'm picking it back up now. So if you want to know what I wanted to say about some of the other recipes, you're welcome to look through the archives of my videos. The last two recipes that I did make, uh, the glazed breakfast buns, these were fantastic. They taste like vanilla pound cake. I made them as muffins, and I put a little bacon grease into each of the pans when I filled up the muffin pans. Now, the recipe didn't tell me to do that, but that's what I did, and they were so good. I served them for breakfast. My husband and I ate them with the frittata that I made. And these recipes that I was making so far, they make a lot. So I usually cut the recipe in half because it's just me and my husband, and we just eat it for like maybe one meal, maybe something to munch on later, but we don't need all of those muffins. So I cut it in half for just the two of us. So the glazed breakfast buns are fantastic. And the sour cream breakfast buns, I made these as well. These were really good. And what I tend to do, if the recipe calls for pecans or walnuts, I don't mind those nuts. They're okay, but I prefer, so I usually substitute almonds for that. And the same with the sour cream breakfast buns. I cut the recipe in half. In this cookbook, I don't like the way they do the topping. Not the ingredients themselves, but the amount of topping that it makes. Every time I've made the full recipe and I make the full topping, it's always too much topping. It's like 3 times the amount that you would need for the buns. So just cut the topping recipe in half as well, or even less than that. You still might not use all the topping that they tell you to make, because usually after I fill up the little muffin tins, and then if I put the topping on top, it would spill over into the pan. It would be too much. So that's why you should cut the topping to like maybe a third if you can. And the Magnolia Bakery cookbook is what I'm doing right now. Talking about right now, as I just already mentioned. I wanted to say the next recipe that I'm gonna try is the apple pecan quick bread. So that's the next recipe that I will try. I don't know how it's going to taste. It looks delicious just looking at the ingredients. I noticed it has orange juice in there. That's not something I buy. I love orange juice, but I tend to drink iced tea all the time because the iced tea is sweetened with honey and it's not as sweet as the orange juice. I'm trying to watch my sugar. I know that doesn't make sense because I'm sitting here talking about muffin recipes, but just go with it. Anyway, so I'm going to have to buy orange juice for that recipe. Buy some apples because I don't have any on hand. I will probably make the apple pecan quick bread this weekend. I probably will not use pecans. I will probably use almonds because I have a big bag of almonds in my, so I chop them up and they taste really good. They're salted almonds. They are so good. I can just eat them by the handful. So I'm going to use that instead because that's what I have on hand, but I'm going to need to get the apples, the golden delicious apples, to use in this recipe. So I will do a video once we make these and let you know how they are. And if you've been to the Magnolia Bakery, let me know how it is, because I've had mixed feelings about the recipes in this book. I've given opinions on them. Again, go look at the prior videos. And as a reminder, the reason why I'm doing this, when I first did my video about the Magnolia Bakery cookbook, I was talking about a recipe, a chocolate cake recipe that I had made. There was another video that went viral about somebody named Cecilia going on a date with somebody at the Magnolia Bakery, but the Cecilia was not me. So since I had done the video about the Magnolia Bakery cookbook, people automatically assumed that this other Cecilia that went on a date with this guy was me because I had talked about that same bakery. But it was just a coincidence. But I got so much interaction from that video, from me being coincidentally associated with that video, that I decided to go ahead and make every recipe in this cookbook. A lot of people were asking me about the banana pudding. They were saying that banana pudding is really good at the Magnolia Bakery. I've never had it. I don't live near the Magnolia Bakery. I live in Maryland. So I believe the Magnolia Bakery is in New York someplace, maybe New York City, I guess. So I don't have the banana pudding recipe is not in this book, because I had several people to DM me or leave comments about the banana pudding. So I would love to try it. If I'm in New York, or next time I'm in New York, I don't really go there that often, but the next time I go there, I'm going to make sure that I stop by the Magnolia Bakery. If you do go to the Magnolia Bakery, let me know if there's any recipes that you, or any goodies that they have that you really like. Just curious as to their daily, what you like to get there on a regular basis. I know that banana pudding is popular, but I don't know if there's anything else that's really popular. I would assume if they're still in business, it's a fairly good bakery. On that note, if you like baking and sweets, you must try my Christmas romance book bundle. It's 5 heartwarming, wonderful love stories. They're slow burn, no spice, oh so emotional. They'll make you cry. Each book takes place during the holiday season. You can read these any time of the year, even if it's not Christmas. And let me just tell you about these books, Sugar and Spice. I'll tell you about this one. Sugar and Spice is the story about Sheila and Mason. Mason has stuttered his entire life. So when he moves to a new town, he takes over his brother's building. His brother used to be a veterinarian in a building. So his brother vacates the building to move. So Mason comes to town, he buys the building from his brother, and he opens up a bakery. He turns the building into a bakery. Sheila is stunned when she's walking by the bakery. She sees her ex-boyfriend in there making donuts. And she rushes in and is like, what are you doing here? Because it was a bad breakup. She thought he'd left town. And now it looks like he's back, and she is stunned, confused, and she starts yelling and screaming at him. And that's when she really looks at him and notices that it's not her ex, it's somebody else. It's actually, it's her ex-boyfriend's identical twin brother is in town. Seeing this person rekindles all these old memories, but Mason, he stuttered his entire life. As him and Sheila get better acquainted, he finds himself drawn to her. He wants to ask her to be his date to a Christmas ball, but he's afraid that if he tries to ask her to go, he's gonna stutter so badly and not be able to get the question out. So that's what propels this story forward. Sheila has a lot of problems. She's lost her job, she doesn't have any money. Her and Mason unite in this story as they overcome all of the hurts that they've encountered in their entire life, because Mason is used to living in his twin brother's shadow. Growing up, his brother was a womanizer. When they were in high school, whenever his twin brother would break up with his girlfriends, the girlfriends will come running to Mason for comfort. So he's used to comforting his womanizing twin brother's ex-girlfriends. He finds himself thrust into that role today. So read it, and all the stories are wonderful. All of them have multiple 5-star ratings, so wherever you go and look at ratings and reviews for books, you can look up the ratings and reviews for each one of these books. They're warm, wonderful stories. I'll leave the link up here where you can go to purchase for one low price, and they make great gifts for friends and family members too. You should order a few sets. You might know some people you would like to give them to, book club, church group, a friend or relative. Just check them out and have a great day. If you have a favorite dessert, let me know what it is. I'm kind of interested in